fellow creatives, welcome back or to my channel. My name is Lindsay and today we are doing my 2023 bullet journal setup. I'm just going to do a live intro with you because I want to show you my supplies that I'm using, because this is a maximalist setup, but I also wanted to explain to you as well that this setup and this journal is the new journal in the December Archer and Olive subscription box, 192 pages, 160 GSM. But for this journal, it is only going to be my yearly collection. Right now, my bullet journal, this one is my bullet journal currently, and I still have this many pages, and I really don't want to put in, my 2023 yearly spreads in the beginning of this and then jump into January, and I don't want to waste all of these pages, and I don't want to put it in the middle of this because that's what I did with my last journal here, and it just doesn't work for me. So I think what I want to do actually is, or what I'm going to be doing, not what I think, what I'm doing is I'm going to continue in this journal for 2023 for January, moving forward with my monthlies in here, and then all of my yearly collections are going to be in this journal, so that once I set up all of these spreads with you, and then the next one is going to be for 2024 and then 2025, and so that all of my yearly collections are all in one journal. And I think that I look forward to that because I can start to just add different collections that I want to, or different spreads that I want to be tracking on a yearly basis as opposed to a monthly basis. Right now, we're going to be doing my 2023 yearly collections in the new Archer and Olive December box A5 size journal. My other supplies I'll be using 2 Pentel brush pens, and in a green color, and then this tan color, gray mild liner, uni pen fine liners. I love this. And again, all of the items that I'm able to link, I will have linked down below in the description box. I would really appreciate it if you use my links so that I can get that little kickback at no extra cost to you, but it definitely helps me out. So again, I'm using a Crayola Super Tip just in a green, which actually, when I was doing my testing, matches that color green like almost perfectly. It's pretty crazy. I'm using a Bic Intensity medium point. This is a size 1. I normally use my Papermate Flare, but my black is running out, so I'm going to be using this. My washi tape I'll be using is some green and forestry, and then this one, my green and forestry, and then this one is has a deer on it. Because if you can't tell from my name of this video, this is going to be a cozy cabin theme, and I'm looking really forward to it. And again, maximalist style, I'm using a lot of things. I'm using stamps. I have these January to December stamps that I think honestly were a freebie from Stationery Pal. So I'm going to be using those. I'm going to use these other stamps as well. I want to use these ones just to kind of fill in the page. So I want to use that one as well. And then my acrylic block. And then the stickers I'm going to be using is, for my previous Black Friday Amazon haul, I'm going to be using some of these stickers. And again, I pulled out some of the browns and tans to match this theme. I'm going to be using, I usually pick about 3, there's dog hair, but I normally pick about 3 sticker sheets from my 4 Bears stickers subscription, and these fit the theme really well of the cozy cabin vibe. And then I've also printed out these are some of the quotes that I'm going to be using on some of the pages, but I also printed out a bunch of little stickers that I then cut out manually. Like that little cut. Anyways, that I cut out manually to add in, lots of filler stickers. So I'm going to be using lots of these that I, printed on sticker paper and just cut them out. I was watching a movie. I was actually watching The Holiday, and I went through and I cut all these things out so that I can have a bunch of stickers. So I really like that. So as usual, I always go in with my Pinterest photos. So I have all of these photos to use for setups and some background photos that I printed out, as well as I already prepped some of my titles because, yeah, there's lots of spreads here that we're going to be doing. So, you know, hang tight, grab your journal, grab, you know, some sort of drink, snack, whatever you want, however you're going to be planning with me or just watching me plan. That's completely up to you, but let's get into the planning. Jumping right in, we are starting out as usual, as I like to do for when I print out a bunch of these photos from Pinterest, is I like to arrange my photos kind of by size, because I like to know what size photos I have that I know that are going to fit in similar places. So that's just what I've been kind of doing in my experience of printing out all of these things, all of these photos from Pinterest, is I like to organize them by size. And so that's kind of what I do when I start to, you know, take all of my supplies out from on screen and kind of put them in and around me. But it's really funny. So actually, I guess I put the phrase stickers and the 3 sticker sheets somewhere else, and just kind of not in my eyesight. So I don't actually notice it until the very end. So you'll see that I go back through the pages after I've already kind of quote unquote completed them, and I go in and add the phrase stickers, and I'm so happy that I did because I love them. You'll see that when I go after I've finished a page and I do my like slow-mo of showing you the overview of the page, you'll see that the phrase stickers are there for those kind of like snippets of the total page completed. But you will see me put them through, and I can kind of read them out to you as to what they say, because some of them are quite suiting for the page. But because this is a new journal, this is, I'm obviously having to do my name page, and I wanted to make this a very maximalist type theme, as I've mentioned, because I love stickers. I love all of the things, the washi tape, the scrapbook style. I just love it all. So I'm not a minimalist type gal. I don't want to just have a pen on my pages. Like, as I've mentioned in my previous Plan With Me videos, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll know that I also use this as a creative outlet on top of using it to plan. So I'm just typing in my name here, which is Lindsay, as you all know, and I mentioned in the beginning of all of my videos. But just to kind of give a little bit of background of where Linzell Creates comes from. Linzell comes from back when I first started, back when I wanted to make a PlayStation gamer tag when I was playing video games and stuff. My last name, my maiden name is Little, so my last name started with L, and so Linz, and then I typed out the L and spelled it E-L-L-E instead of just the letter L, so that's where kind of Linzell comes from. But anyways, after I've completed my name page, and as you saw, I put a big scrapbook piece of paper on the left side to kind of like really finish off the like cozy cabin theme with the leaves and stuff, and I love how that looked out, or how that turned out, sorry. And moving on to like that annoying page that you never know what to do with it. I know a lot of people actually glue these 2 pages together, but I didn't want to waste a page, and I just wanted to kind of have a title page for this whole kind of notebook. And I put a photo on the left side, but then I opted to not do that. And then I don't know honestly why I didn't. I feel like I might actually take one of the photos that I've printed if I have a larger photo, or maybe print off a new picture that is very large and just put that one photo on the left side just to kind of complete the page, to not have one full empty page. But all I titled this as is Yearly Collections. So as I mentioned in my live intro, this journal is only going to be yearly spreads instead of, putting in my monthlies in here as well, to kind of elaborate on what I was mentioning before about what I did with my 2022 journal, is that my 2022 pages fall in like the last notebook from 2021, and it's in the middle of the notebook. It gets lost. I tried to put a tab on it, but because it's just in a separate spot altogether, I don't reach for it, and it's annoying to have to try and find the page like in between all of my monthly pages. So I opted that, as mentioned, my current journal has tons of pages left and I don't want to just waste it. So this is what I'm doing, and I actually got it from, I think her name's Rachel. I actually saw it on TikTok, but she does now have a YouTube channel. She does it for her reading journal though, not her like planning bullet journal. She does it for a reading journal. And she called it her decade journal. Fantastic idea. I loved it. So here I'm just doing my 2023 title page, and this is where my tab is. So you saw right at the beginning there, I cut off a tab in this page, just basically where the blank, I just cut the first dotted line. So I didn't really cut off a whole lot of page at all, but I wanted to kind of, so all of the pages that I do for 2023, I'll cut off that little sliver, but I have a little tab for 2023 so that all of my spreads will be there, and I'll do the same thing for 2024, but just move the tab down a little bit further so that I kind of make homemade tabs instead of them bumping out of the journal. They're kind of in because it's built into the page. So that's what I wanted to do, and that's I hope that it works. So far, what I see, like it really does work. There's a few pages that are kind of slightly off, that they're not, like the dots are not printed in the exact spot, so it's kind of a little wobbly, but I feel like I might go in with an X-Acto knife later and like fix it so that it's fully clean. But I'd have to see, because I've already decorated the pages, I'd have to kind of see how much is going to be cut out. But I love my 2023 cover page. I think that I was trying to be simple and not overthink things, because, I mean, you look at this and think simple. I mean, I think simple because it's really just, there's no drawing involved. It's just a bunch of stickers arranged on a piece of paper. So I don't think it's complicated looking, but I wanted to not overthink things, and I literally just wanted to paste, like once I kind of arranged it a little bit, I just wanted to paste it down because I had so many spreads. And as you see, this is a longer video, so I hope you stick with me through the whole thing. But I understand that if you want to skip to the page, I will make sure that I have my chapters all indicated so that you can skip to a page that you really want to see. And I just quickly showed you my Grinchmas sweater that I've been obsessed with and I wear constantly. Yeah, so what I'm doing now is, I feel like I'm flying through these pages though, but what I'm doing now is, this is my word of the year, intent. I want to be very intentional with everything that I do. I want to, be just intentional. I want to have the proper intent with anything I do. I want to make sure that there's a purpose, and I want to make sure that it is leading to my ultimate goal. I didn't put any goal page or goals page in this because goals to me are just very overwhelming, and I just kind of want to, ease into it. And it's just, I can have like little bits of goals that I have in my brain, but writing them down just seems a little overwhelming. So I don't really want to get there. But the two quotes that I'm doing right now on the right hand side, that I found that have intent and intentional part of the quotes, so I thought it was perfect to put as a little like collage on this page. Is the first one is, guard your time fiercely, be generous with it, but be intentional about it. And like, how perfect. Be intentional about your time and what you spend your time on, and then live every day with intention. So definitely very suiting quotes for this page. So yeah, and then I went in with my stamps, as I do right at the end, to just kind of fill up the page. And this is the total page. Again, I will, go over when I start to add in those phrase stickers. I'll read them out to you to kind of tell you what they say, just in case you can't quite read them on the on that slow-mo there to like the overview of the page. And then I skip past my vision board because I will do a separate video for my vision board. Not sure if it'll come out maybe in January, because we're already December. We're already late with this video, but it's just been hectic. December is hectic for everybody, but so jumping into my year at a glance page, I don't generally refer back to this often, but because I use my phone to record, that if I needed to look at a date throughout something, it's very easy to just kind of refer back to this page. And I also love when it's filled out. Mind you, my hand was cramping hard as I was filling out this page. It's also a miracle that I didn't screw anything up, but definitely have to invest in some of those monthly stickers that a lot of people have on their Etsy shop. So definitely might have to invest in those for next year. And then again, I'm doing another little like quote collage mood board type page, just because this is what journaling is all about for me, and I love this. And I have a quote that I had printed out, but then I ripped it up so that it can be kind of across the whole page rather than just all stuck together. And it says, 10 years from now, make sure you can say that you chose your life, you didn't settle for it. So again, it's kind of, intertwining that intent and making sure that you choose your life, right? Like you want to make sure that you create a life that you want, and not something that you just feel like you should want. So yeah, be intentional with the life that you want. Here, I actually forgot to cut off the little piece beforehand, and I cut off a little bit of that sticker, but I'm okay with that. You still understand what it is, and it's no big deal that, the decoration kind of goes right to the edge. I'm totally fine with that, but I always love how this page looks completely filled, like with all of the calendar there. I love that one. Moving on to my future log, and actually I got this future log idea from Journal Away, I think. The Journal Away YouTube. I think her name's Anna. And she does a future log, and then at the bottom of her future log, she puts down different stats from every month. And I love that idea because normally in my monthly calendars, I do have like a YouTube and Instagram kind of tracker. I don't really honestly care about the numbers so much. I'm very appreciative of my numbers, but I'm not like obsessive over them that like they have to grow and this one grew a lot less than this one. I honestly don't refer back to them all that often. It's really just out of curiosity because a friend of mine and we are kind of doing this YouTube journey together. But so I'm a visual person, and I like to be able to kind of visually see month to month to month instead of having to flip different pages. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this, as the months go by. I'm thinking before I was doing like a start and an end my numbers at the start of the month and then my numbers at the end of the month, where obviously I don't quite have the room to do that here. So I think I'm just going to do, January 1st, February 1st, whatever my numbers are at the first of the month is what I'm going to put here. And I started to add this washi tape, and then when I looped it around the page, I ripped the page. So here you'll see that I'm putting stickers in that section to just kind of, strengthen up that piece and kind of hide it a little bit, and it worked pretty well. I was able to kind of hide it, and it's no big deal. So I just add a few stickers because obviously I don't want to add too much because I want to be able to have room to put different like future events and stuff that are happening and things of, different markets and that sort of thing that kind of come up. I really want to be more involved with my bracelet business in the new year. I know I have said this every year, but I really want to kind of mark down the different markets that are happening in the summertime and really participate in them. So, and that takes some planning ahead. So that's definitely what I'll use my future log a lot for. Now moving on to my memory reel. I know that I learned this page from Amanda Rach Lee, but I do believe that she's mentioned that she saw it from somewhere else. I think she calls it, year in photos or something like that. But when I was looking on Pinterest for some inspo, I saw that someone called it a memory reel. And I thought that that was pretty suiting considering reels are very popular nowadays. So yep, that's what I'm calling it. And then originally my third month, because I only have 3 months on every page, I know it's really hard to see, and I don't actually go over them in pen just because I don't quite know the size of the photo that I'm going to be printing off, and I really don't want to kind of give it a border or anything, so I just opted to leave them in pencil marks. But originally I had the third month in the middle section of the 2 pages. I had them kind of in the middle of the photo or in the middle of the page, but I opted to put one at the bottom and one at the top, mainly so that I can mainly so I can add those photos in and have more room to add just a full photo rather than having, 2 kind of blank spaces. Yeah, I wanted to add the photo. So so I opted to kind of change that so that, again, I would be able to add those photos. And it's, I really like this page. I love adding these photos. I love, doing these sort of themes for my bullet journal setups. And I've honestly been doing it since, I think, April of 2021. Is kind of when I started doing these themes of, printing photos from Pinterest, and I haven't really done anything else. I really enjoyed my February 2021 setup. I can link it here because it was one of my favorite setups. It took a long time, and I remember I almost had like a severe panic attack because I almost thought that I lost all the footage, but I didn't. I recovered it. It was all fine, but I did it as like a collage art theme because I love obviously doing collage art. And it took a lot of time, but I absolutely love that setup. Anyways, moving on to my 23 new things in 2023. So I know a lot of people I guess we can kind of consider this as like a bucket list, or like maybe a little bit more moderate bucket list. I know a lot of people put like 23, things to do in 2023, which is very similar, but I want to try new things. Like, wow, mine went blank for a second, but like to eat a new food, to try, even being vegetarian for a week, to try just different new things, like a new drink, a new food, a new, type of movie, a new type of show, a new type of book. Right now, I really only read romance and fantasy romance, and maybe I try something different. So just new things in 2023, a new adventure to go on, something. And going into now my period tracker, my self-care tracker. Well, not really a tracker, but my period tracker, obviously straightforward. I definitely had that one in my 2022 setup as well. But here is my self-care setup. Or my self-care page, and it's really just a page that I can refer back to of things that I would want to do to kind of make myself feel better. They are read, have a date night, create a collage, get my hair done, do a digital detox, do a digital journal, get my nails done, watch a comfort movie, go for a walk, have a bath, get my eyelashes done, go to Michael's, go on a hike, or play cards. I'm a big game fan, board game fan, card game fan, and those things just make me happy. Oh, I should have do a puzzle. Puzzles also really relax me. Maybe I can add that little small section up at the top. But now, moving on to my next page is this one. I actually got the idea from Pinterest, and they use balloons as well. I think I have it linked in my my Pinterest board of where I got all of these photos, these cozy cabin photos, which I'll leave linked in the description box as I normally do. But this is dates to remember. So this is going to be for birthdays, anniversaries, wedding anniversaries, even, anniversaries of passings, because I like to kind of just be there for my friends when I know that a day is difficult for them, and I just want to let them know that I'm there for them. So these are the dates that I just want to remember, and I did a balloon type squiggly line for every month, and I didn't go over my pencil marks so far. I feel like I might be particular and want to have them in order in terms of write everything that I know for that month, and then have them in order of obviously the thing that happens at the beginning of the month versus the things that happen at the end of the month. But I don't know if that's always going to happen, and that's totally fine. But I didn't opt to write them out in pen just yet. I'll wait until I kind of have everything else added to there, and I didn't want to waste more time on doing that sort of thing because I really wanted to do this setup for you, and I already am later than what I wanted. I really wanted to have this out at the beginning of the week, but here we are. It's all good. This next page that I'm working on here is actually, I believe I got this idea from Coffee Grinds and something. Coffee Grinds and something Minds? Coffee Creative Minds, maybe? Coffee Grinds Creative Minds? Something like that. I'll leave her channel linked below as well, but she did I think she used it for just things that are referred to her in terms of these sort of things. So like new movies or TV series and stuff that are referred to her. But for me, I want to kind of keep track of the stuff that I'm watching throughout the year. It's really just a list. It's just going to be a bullet form list. It's not going to be anything fancy, but just new movies that I watched, movies that I rewatch, new books and TV series. I'm a slow reader, so this will be enough room for me. I definitely don't go through a ton of books in a year. So that'll definitely be enough room for me. Now I'm moving into my financial trackers because finance is going to be a number one focus for 2023 to just I really want to have an extra month worth of bills. I already have an extra month mortgage payment, but I want to have an extra month worth of bills. So I really want to work towards that. So I had this set up also in my 2022 setup actually both of these pages are the same from 2022 and they did work for me. And it's really just my mortgage tracker. I mean, it's the same every month because we did a fixed percentage or interest rate, but it's the same every month, but I just like to have that satisfaction of, okay, this one has been paid. But for hydro and my gas through Enbridge, these two, they change every month, and I want to be able to see a visual of them all because I want to be able to I take an average, and that's how much make sure that I put in every month, because obviously in the summer months versus the winter month, one is high, one is low, and then vice versa for the other season. And then taxes are only paid 4 times a year, and they're kind of random, so I obviously want to keep track of that. And then my debt tracker is just actually for my line of credit, and I really just want to see that go down. That's my main focus for 2023, as well as to get my line of credit, or our line of credit, down. And then moving on to my last page, and actually this page was done the next morning. Those all previous pages were done. I finished. It took me about 4 hours to do this full setup. It took quite some time, but I mean, I enjoyed it. Obviously, I enjoyed it. I love doing these setups, but this is the very last page. And this is just a budget tracker. And this one is literally just being able, again, I put them in pencil because I'm still not quite sure that these are what my categories are going to be. So I just want to track my expenses in January, group everything together, see kind of what my categories are going to be. Right now, my categories are house, cars, party, restaurants, food, debt, hobby, beauty, animals, savings, and then subscriptions. So I know like a lot of people would group like entertainment with probably hobbies, but I didn't want to do that because I want to know, my husband and I both have expensive hobbies and kind of can get out of hand. And I have a lot of different hobbies, so they can get kind of out of hand. So I just want to kind of track how much we're spending on our hobbies, and not to say that it's a bad thing, because I mean, they make us happy, but I still want to just keep track of them. That's all. And yeah, so again, I'll have to go through January 1st before I pen them in, just to make sure that that's exactly what I want to keep track of. But shortly here, I'm going to realize that I'm going to be like, shoot, I didn't use those phrase stickers, and then I'm going to have to go back. I mean, I didn't have to go back, but I really wanted to use them because I really like those stickers. And again, as you see when I start to add them, and if you notice that, on the, I keep struggling on what to call it, but like when I give you a quick overview of every page that I've done, once I've completed them, it really completes the page, in my opinion. Like, it really does. And I'm so happy. I got these on my Black Friday Amazon haul, and I think they were like $14, and they came with so many. Okay, so the quotes that I used on my budget tracker are "Make today count" and "Attitude is everything," which very suiting for that page. And the ones that I used on my expenses and debt tracker are "Hold tight and pretend it's a plan." It just kind of made me laugh. And then "Let it go." And on my media tracker, it's "Darling, you're a work of art," and "Be you bravely. Today is full of positivities." Oh, no, possibilities. My mistake. The dates to remember, I use "Make a wish," very suiting, and "Love you and with all your heart." My self-care tracker, I put "Use your wings. You can do anything, but not everything." And that quote is just so suiting. You can do anything you want, just not everything all at the same time. Be in love with your life. Again, very suiting. My period tracker says "Good things are going to happen." My 23 new things in 2023. I added quite a few here, but travel the world over to find the beautiful. Life was meant for a great adventure. Be fearless. With brave wings, she flies, and be open to whatever comes next. On my memories reel, I have "Own your dreams, remember the now, and live in the moment. Oh, also embrace your journey." My future log, I have "It's the little things that make life big," and "Do what you love what you do." The next page, what one's this? Oh, the year to glance. We are fearless, independent, and original. The journey is the destination. If you're lucky enough to be different, never change. And then on my intentional page, I have "Live every day with intention." Again, very suiting. Out of limitations comes creativity. Take risks. You can never have too much happy. My 2023 cover page says "Believe in yourself. When nothing is sure, everything is possible. Adventure awaits you. Always take the scenic route." And then my yearly one says "Live, create, tell the story. Live your dreams with passion." And then the final page, it's "And so adventure begins. Fall in love with as many things as possible." And we are at the end of the video, and I'm showing you all of my pages. I want to thank you so much if you made it this far. I know this was a long one, but I appreciate you sticking through it with me. And I hope you like, comment, share, subscribe, do all of the things. It means so much to me, and I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you. And I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye.